The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Founders Failure, where we bring entrepreneurs together,
inspire individuals to get into startups,
and remove the stigma of failure.
My name is Sean Mendoza.
Eros Cabrera,
Carlo Valencia.
Plug ko na rin. If you want to go to Blue Moon, right, we have one in Batangas City. Katapat lang siya ni Pontefino. And then we have the upcoming biggest Blue Moon would be in
the flagship branch and Liberty Center. So beside Starbucks siya.
Ayun.
I can share short story din later para din.
Sige. Yes. Mamaya, bigyan namin kayo ng synopsis ng Blue Moon. And of course, our next lovely panelist this afternoon, I've been working with her from time to time now. We did a recent event with healthcare, health tech. So, of course, Miss Ruby, why don't you introduce yourself and your background?
Yes, good afternoon, University of Batangas. Hello! Ayan. And of course, our guests sa mga startups natin, good afternoon. So, basically, Infinite Events Production started. It's a call of duty, actually. No, so I'm a hotelier by heart, but by profession I'm an event organizer. So when I went back to Batangas from hotel industry, sabi ko, ano ba ang magandang gawin? Ano ba ang magandang gawin? Kasi nahirapan akong pumasok sa company sa Batangas, not because you are not qualified, but because yung standards na ginawa namin from before is totally different. So I have to come up with something na I want to set the standard. No? So that's the time na nag-put up kami ng Infinite Events Production, and it started with a good friend actually. And then ganun din, there will always be a setback, but then again you have to come back. You have to come back, and despite the pandemic, ayan, nandito kami. And the rest is a history. So later, i-discuss what happened further. Thank you.
Yun, of course. Ayun. Speaking of struggles, failures, umpisahan natin. Ito, although, again, on my case, I'm not I would say, tech professional by profession, but I was able to put myself inclined to technology. Pero, nung nag-uumpisa pa lang ako, I was able to, of course, I'm struggling with technology. Although, hindi ko na inaabot yung, sabi nyo, Friendster, na inaabot kayo, Friendster. Sino ba dito yung, umabot sa Friendster pa? Uy, inabutan mo? O nung parents mo? Anong parents mo? Ayan, okay. So, for the young generations, yung Friendster, before is actually the Facebook, nung panahon namin, meron pang may MySpace pa ba? Yeah, MySpace. Paghalata,
Tumblr.
Tumblr. Ayun. Anyways, of course, lahat tayo may struggles when we have introduced to new technology. No, but my question right now, would be, anong struggles nyo, ladies, especially in your business, anong struggles nyo when technology was being introduced and then the phasing of technology is very fast, enormously fast. Struggles, Ms. Ruby.
Well, during the time of pandemic, no, definitely there was no events. So, very lucky to be accredited sa The Farm at San Benito, so we can do face-to-face, and they're particular with swab or antigen, so we can do events there. But then again, we have clients here and abroad who wants to do events. So that's the time na we came up with digital. But hindi pa kasi ganun ka-ready in time, no? It took us time because I'm pretty sure you can relate that even though you are skilled, that even though you know what to do, syempre when it comes to technology, it requires a lot of investment. So yung digital, yes, we can do invest with the laptops, we can do invest with some other technologies, pero yung there's quality that we are looking at. Again, we are setting the standards. So, ang problema naman namin before is internet. So, we have to come up with a studio, we have to come up, but you know, all these things, hindi siya madali. But we believe that we really have to adapt and we have to do it. So, although, di ba, we have to go through a lot of tests, and dry run and everything. Of course, you can relate na in technology, despite a lot of tests, meron pa ring magiging problem. So, during our time, yung digital events, we had to come up with that. We had to, we face a lot of challenges, but it taught us also to move forward. Kasi otherwise, kaya ngayon, we can do hybrid, yung recent event namin, no? With Sir Shan, we did hybrid events. Kaya naka-global event yung ginawa namin. So, yun, talagang medyo nahirapan kami during pandemic.
Ito, I'm very interested asking my classmate, kasi when she mentioned earlier na she's selling, when technology was being introduced, what was your struggle during when you want to sell something? Kasi before, you mentioned you were selling in Friendster and then other marketplace platform. So, ano yung struggle when the technology was being introduced very fast and enormously, I would say, big that time?
At that time naman na Friendster pa lang, parang hindi pa naman din uso yung online selling. So parang kung tutusin, nauuna pa ako sa iba pang kung sino man nagbebenta ng chicken nuggets at that time. So kumbaga, minaximize ko lang yung pagkakataon na ba, teka, nandito lahat ng mga kaibigan ko, dami nilang nakabantay din naman sa mga post ko at that time. So sabi ko, kumbaga lagi kong kinukuha yung mga opportunity na nakikita kong meron. So pagdating naman sa aming funeraria, sisingit ko na yon, nung nagkaroon ng mga ganyan, doon naman kami medyo nahuli. Although lahat naman ng funeraria ay hindi talaga technology-based, no? So, pero dapat nakikisabay kami sa mga e-burol kasi madami na rin dito sa Batangas, sa mga taga-ibang bansa. Dapat ready kami sa mga internet. Ang problema lang namin na nakita ko yung mga tauhan namin mismo ay hindi marunong. Kasi hindi naman sila mga nakagraduate ng college or wala silang talagang mga iPad or so yun yung struggle naman bilang may-ari ng funeraria. Pero bilang bilang public servant at that time, nakita ko yung siguro sa iba parang it's a struggle na paano yun yung iba nagbebenta na online ganon. Pero dun po ako pumasok. Again, an opportunity. Ang ginawa ko naman yung mga taong walang mga connection. Kaya po, lalo mga bagong nagne-negosyo ay para gamitin nila yung platform ko na makapag-promote sila sa ibang mga tao. And at the same time, pinopromote ko, lagi ko sinasabi, please share. Kahit kakaunti pa yung followers mo. Kasi yung followers ko, hindi ko naman followers mo. Kung ano yung magkaiba tayo ng followers. But when you share, napaka-powerful nun. Kasi hindi naman ako yung sineshare nila. It's the product that and you're helping. Na pagbili dun sa produkto, yung pag-share mo pa lang ay isang malaking tulong na doon sa tao. So that's what I'm always doing. Kung merong opportunity dyan na makatulong sa mga new entrepreneurs, kaya technology man yan o hindi, minamaximize natin yan. At kung sakaling may kakulangan, alam niyo po nakakatuwa ng panahon ng lockdown, biglang natuto yung mga staff ko mag-Zoom, even ako naman, di ko naman alam yon. Pero ima-maximize mo din yung Zoom kasi doon ako nagpaparaffle na sa mga tao, alam mo yung parang lahat ng nandyan, huwag mong iisipin na, ay, teka, ito yung magpapa-stop sa'yo para hindi ka mag-shine. In fact, it's your opportunity to shine yung mga bagay na nagpapahinder. Kasi I'm sure, hindi lang ikaw may problema nun. Lahat kayo doon sa lugar na yun o doon sa mga nagbebenta na gano'n, pare-pareho kayo ng problema. Ngayon ang tanong na lang, mamomblema ka dyan? O ikaw gagamitin mo itong pagkakataon na to na mag-shine. Even if hindi ka pa marunong. Kasi wala ka namang magagawa kundi harapin itong problema or kung ano man yung bagong technology ngayon. Yun pa.
Actually, that's a very good point, especially dito for the students who are they are inspired to enter into entrepreneurship or those who are already has businesses. Kasi some of them, I believe in some of these students already has their own businesses already. Pero gusto ko yung parang sinasabi ng pamangkin ko, pag merong pagkain, sharing is caring. Ayun. So, I guess.
Yeah. Tama yun. Sa akin din, sharing and liking sa mga friends nyo may small businesses, it goes a long way. So, as an owner din sa akin, when I post something, tapos alam mo yung may nag-share na ilang tao, naaalala mo sa, uy, bro, salamat ha. Alam mo, minsan kasi may post ka, 6 shares lang, 10 shares lang. Pero sa inyo, if ever you have a friend, ang dating nun sa owner nun, ang sarap sa feeling. So parang, to everyone, share nyo lang, wala man, libre naman yun. So it goes a long way. So sa akin naman, sa akin naman, in terms of Arccentos, kasi it seems like there is a disparity kasi build and firm design. Paano sa inyo naman na-apply ang technology ngayong moment na to?
Okay. For design and build naman, for architecture, no? So, ang challenge dito is, so since yun nga, yung facing ng technology natin ngayon is sobrang bilis and advanced. So, yung advancement, sobrang bilis ng facing and all. So, we need to adapt, no? As an architect. And tayo, as an architect, so we're very, parang, exposed sa mga ganitong klase ng technology. But the problem is, there's a gap kasi, wala pa, yung awareness and the knowledge is very hilaw pa kung pagkatawagin. No? So, ang problema is kung ready ba tayo? Ready ba tayo to adopt, to accept, and kasi if ever now we have, like, for example, in our experience, we have this project like office na we want it to build and incorporate smart technologies and all. So, for syempre, for efficiency, functionality, and all. And ang problema is, yung gap doon, nandun, yung lacking of knowledge and awareness kasi we don't have that knowledge pa on how to apply those kind of smart technologies. And reaching those suppliers, sobrang mahirap silang i-reach out. I mean, we don't, like, hindi pa ganun ka exposed tayong mga architects, tayong mga builders on those kind of technologies. And at the same time, our clients, the community, ready ba silang i-accept yung ganitong klase ng changes? Kasi, and on our part as an architect, we need to educate, of course, our clients, the community, that we have this kind of technologies already that we can use to help our environment, our clients, our projects, no, para mas magkaroon ng benefit tayo sa paggamit ng mga ganitong klaseng technologies. So yun yung struggle sa amin, sa part ng architect, kasi we need this knowledge din. Kailangan patuloy naming pag-aralan kung gaano kabilis yung changes ng technology, yung advancement. Dapat ganun din tayo kabilis mag-adapt. Okay, ganun din tayo kabilis dapat matuto. And yun sir. For me, that's the challenge in building or architecture. Yeah.
Actually, adapting sa technology, there are, especially on smart homes, even, well, I would say, of course, my mom hates it. Nanay ko, ayaw na ayaw. Every time I'm trying to speak to Google Assistant, sabi niya, para itong loko ko, sino kinakausap, parang ganun lagi siya sabi sa akin. And then, the struggle, of course, on some home design, I think, last time when we were discussing,
discussing about Blue Moon.
Oh,
We
about
want to
Blue Moon.
apply that
Yeah.
certain technology. Pero sobrang nahirapan tayo maghanap. And then, so nandun yung kasi lack pa ng knowledge and suppliers dito sa Philippines. Talagang kailangan maghanap ka ng very reliable suppliers. Kasi as an architect, nandun yung responsibility mo na i-introduce mo yung gantong klase ng technology, pero paano mo malalaman na ito ay effective?
Yeah. And also efficient. Especially that time, we were talking about smart films, yung automatic na nagdidim na lang yung glasses, para for privacy and so on. But that time, that time it was very expensive. That time, I think it was costing around 500K already.
Yun din yung problema, sir. Sobrang mahal. So, adapting with new technology, sobrang mahal niyang sumabay, sabayan na. Yun yung problema dun.
One question that I have also with my classmate, Miss Eileen, how did you, kanina nabanggit niyo yung pivoting ng team nyo, adapting on technology. How did you guys help them to understand technology that time?
Sa staff ko, wala. Binigay ko na lang, enter kayo.
Ito ba?
Napakalo ako. Yun lang inaalala ko sa mga staff ko. Kasi Zoom lang naman yun. Pasok kayo. Natuturuan ko lang sila, yung name, password, gano'n lang. Medyo gano'n. So, alam niyo, minsan pabayaan mo lang yung isda, lalangoy naman. So, yun yung ko sa kanila.
Right.
Pero yung mga staff namin sa funeraria, medyo mahirap talaga dahil yun talaga ay mga medyo hindi nakapag-aral, ganyan. Actually ngayon, siguro yung part ng mga marketing online, na funeraria yung aking pinopromote, yung mga memes, mga meme mode na ganyan. Yung, ewan ko, about funeraria, pinapakita ko yung mga kabaw na comedy, ganyan. Lahat yun, ako na lang yung nag-iisip. Pati pagpo-post, kasi talagang hindi ko talaga sila maturuan na talaga. Siguro talaga sila ay more on, dito yung skills na pang operations more than the marketing na kailangan natin yung yung mga technology dyan.
Especially, my next question would be in terms of sa government. I know that the government is trying to adapt on new technologies. Like for example, last time RJ and I went to Philippine Blockchain Week, and then we're very surprised that the DBM are actually, yung mga documents nila are already into blockchain. It's like, DBM? Blockchain? So they are very advanced, pero sa local government, would there be like a struggle on meron kayong gustong i-introduce sa technology and then there are people who are hesitant?
Or kahit yung mga systems, di ba sa government, ang laking systems talaga minsan.
Exactly.
Siguro sa government, ideally, dapat talaga magkakakonect na yan, di ba? Yung bawat department, ganyan. But then, maraming politics behind So, yung para ma-approve yung mga ganyan, unless yung talagang pinaka-head ay gustong ganon. Pero madaming nasa paligid na parang halimbawa, let's say yung department head, ayaw nila noon. Merong mga ganon. So, actually, dati naging issue yun sa Batangas City. Pero good thing ngayon, magkakakonect na kami. So, nagkaroon na kami ng one-stop shop. Yung isa yung sa pinagmamalaki ng Batangas. Kung sakali ikaw ay isang na magne-negosyo doon, at least madali ang pagre-renew, madali rin yung startup. I mean, medyo matagal na konti siguro, may mga nagre-reklamo pa rin. Pero kumpara dati, na ngayon, mas mabilis na talaga. Although hindi pa rin naman namin nagagawa talaga yung parang sa ibang lugar na in 1 minute, in 2 minutes, automatic, nandiyan na agad. Hindi pa naman ganun, pero we are going there. Ang kulang lang po, ang tingin ko lang naman pong kailangan, aside sa technology, sa mga young entrepreneurs na nagsisimula pa lang, yung mga programs na ng ating government, sana na merong makapagpautang, sa mga nagsisimula pa lang.
Yes.
Oo, yun talaga yung...
Meron po tayong guest dito na taga-bangko.
Oo, talaga.
Papa-
Na sana at a small amount. Tapos, syempre, ang hirap kasi. Yun ang isa sa pinakamahirap. Although, naintindihan ko din ang government, like for example, sa Batangas City, na inalis namin yung program na yun kasi minsan hindi nagbabayad talaga. So, sana lang din maging responsible. I think, yun eh. Kaya mahihirapan din yung government. Baka mamaya hindi nga sila talaga magbayad yung mga napautang. Pero malaking bagay sa mga nagsisimula yung ganon. Sana merong talagang program na pwedeng magpautang sa talagang walang-wala. Yun.
Yes. Actually, yun. In terms of starting a business, that is actually our main struggle. But I believe, especially when we went to Iloilo attending the technology business incubators, university-based technology business and incubators, we found out that there are sectors in the government already na tinutulungan. Actually, this is always what we say with the students. Ang swerte nila, dahil nung panahon natin, nung panahon namin, the opportunity that you have right now, especially funding your own, kahit idea pa lang, you are very lucky kasi nung time namin wala kaming ganun. So we need to do our own diligence, we need to do our own hustle, just to make it through. But right now, since, for example, one of the universities, of course, University of Batangas, as part of the consortium, we are actually helping. Actually, we have the startups here. Kaway nga kayo dyan. So yan, we are helping them we are helping them to create also their own idea, and then at the same time help them to get funds outside. Although somehow little by little we are funding them bit by bit, but they're very lucky, especially noong time natin. Medyo hindi yon present. Pero I believe tama yung sinabi ni Miss Eileen, dahil this time, I think, apart from, correct me if I'm wrong, Chief Eros, I think Quezon City has their startup ordinance already, policy for startups, and was it Makati?
Hindi ko alam kung alam mismo places yun, pero ngayon mas dumadami na siya na branches ng government, DTI, para may mga grants sila na umaabot ng minsan naabot ng 1 million to 3 million, depende sa startup ideas nyo. So, mas available na siya online, and when you search it, startup grants by the government, mas madami na talaga ngayon. Yeah,
especially we're very hopeful na sana soon sa Batangas we'll be able to create also that ecosystem to help yung mga nagsusimula.
At saka rin, sir, kailangan sana meron, a website na nandun talaga lahat for the startups. Kasi talaga medyo, pag nagsisimula ka, talaga nangangapa ka. Yes. Wala talaga. Yes. And then may product ka, ang problema mo naman saan mo ipagbebenta. Sana meron ding sasalo. Maganda to idea, but then nandiyan na yung magandang product. Wala namang, hindi naman nila alam saan nila ibebenta. So mamamatay din. Correct. So dapat talaga isa siyang malaki, talaga siyang connected sphere ng
ecosystem
talagang
talaga.
Tulungan talaga. Sana magkaroon talaga dito sa Batangas na ganon. At sana magsimula dito sa University of Batangas yun.
Yeah, actually, the ideas that you have is very far dun sa actual execution. And yung pera talaga nun, minsan, lalo dito, isa pera, isa community. Kasi if you have an idea, tapos wala kang pera, motivated ka pa rin kasi may mga kasama ka. Eh ngayon, sa Batangas, di ba na-experience natin way back, kaya ako nakilala si Sean. Noong panahong yon, ang hirap makagather ng investors, tapos walang community, mag-isa ka lang, tropa mo lang, wala kang mga kwentuhan, sinasabi ng magulang mo, ano ba naman yan, magtrabaho ka na lang. So parang very demotivating. So it's nice nga na, if ever, isang community, tulungan lang.
Sana parang food panda lang. Yung parang, ito kailangan ko, ito yung grupong to, Opindot. Tapos ito yung kailangan ko for the, sana may ganun na group. I don't know kung paano yun, pero I really hope may ganun. Through technology.
Yeah, speaking of, especially during pandemic, it was mentioned earlier na lahat tayo na slingshot towards technology. Sa events, Miss Ruby, was it very difficult to pivot and then let your team kasama mo? Kasi not every time na mag-pivot ka and then you move forward, your team also moves forward. Or were there any times na medyo hesitant sila dun sa changes na yun, especially that technology is rapidly growing?
Actually, John, I am very particular with collaborations. And having a team that is not ready, yung collaborations that we have in Infinite Event Productions made it easier for us to move forward. So, hindi naman siya ganun kahirap in terms of helping, no? Kasi ang daming taong pwedeng tumulong. This is why yung mga this is why when we look at things na mahirap gawin, we have to really collaborate. Siyempre, lahat ng magagandang bagay, pinagtutulungan niya ng maraming tao. And if University of Batangas can start with, di ba yung mga thesis, ang magkakasama, accountancy students. Magkakasama, ECE or engineers. Why not halimbawa ang magkakasama sa thesis when you come up with startup, may accountant, may advertising, may engineer. Why? Kasi sa isang company naman talaga ganun.
Yun talaga.
You cannot do it alone. So when I saw this in Infinite Events Productions, na hindi namin talaga to kakayanin, that's the time. That's the time na nandyan si Sean. Nandyan siya to help me with what I want because I can only see things that I like, but I cannot do technology. I have Mr. Lucero, no, who will do the innovation. I have some students from different universities. That made everything easy. So yes, there were hurdles, there were difficulties, but because Infinite Events Production is banking on collaboration and good relationship, it made it easier.
Ayun. Actually, tama yung sinabi ni Ms. Rubia, no? I think we did that with one event here in university. It is our flagship event, yung Ideathon. So doon sa Ideathon, they're not actually they're not competing against with different colleges, but they are actually grouped with different disciplines. Merong mga IT, merong mga taga-marketing, merong taga-business, and then sila, actually ito, grupo ng halo-halo yan, mayroong, psychology students, merong engineering, ayan, psych din pala yun. Hindi nga, nataka nga ako, ba't puro psychologist ang gusto mag-startup eh. Sila yung But anyways, we're trying to introduce the students that, tama yung sinabi niyo, ma'am, if you want to be successful in a business, collaboration is actually one of the key ingredients. I believe si Chief Eros would agree on that.
Yeah, absolutely. When I started, kasi yun yung biggest hurdle sa akin talaga. Is makasama ng someone na makaka-understand na yung mindset or flow mo when you're starting something. I started when I was in college, tapos I started my startup, parang ngayon pa fourth startup ko na to. And lahat ng yon kaya siya nagpo-progress. Mas mabilis ang progression ng business if may kasama ka talaga, kaysa mag-isa kang kausap mo lang ang sarili mo. So parang when I went to business school, pagka-graduate ko, parang, hindi pala ako crazy. Parang first time, di ba? Parang lahat ng sinasabi ko, nonsense. Pagpunta mong business school, lahat pala kayo crazy. Parang nag-iisip
Hindi pala ako weirdo.
Oo, pagkakasama kami doon, 30 kami doon, lahat kami crazy. Okay, okay, so it's normal. So it's the community. It's not the place where you are, it's the person you are with. So parang when you're with the right people, sige, okay, so same tayo.
Speaking of that, I would like to add to what Eris had mentioned. Nowadays, if you notice, although hindi naman kami nagkakalayo ng edad ni Eros. Hindi, joke lang. Eros and then other founders are actually at the same age as him. No? Parang ako lang ata ang nasa 45 na, turning 45. But anyways, the reason why I like your generations, the generations right now, you guys are very creative and very aggressive. Siguro ako, ang role ko sa inyo, parang, wait lang. Parang, let's think of it for a time. And then, okay, let's do it. Siguro pa ako yung pambalanse. But your generations, especially the audience that we have right now, you guys have that, that skills, yung creativity and aggressiveness. Pag may isip, gawin natin to, tara game.
At saka feeling ko din makaka-relate lahat dito. When we're younger, or same nung age, yung parang 20s tayo, wala tayong pakialam sa failures. Go-getter. Sige, mag-fail, ha? Hindi ako makikinig sa'yo. So parang ngayon, yun yung level yung sa akin ngayon. And yun nga, si Sean yung parang taga-sawa. Oh, chill ka lang.
Wait lang.
And you know what?
Nag-fail na ako dyan.
Yeah, and that's why I recommended earlier that kung university can yung ganong collaboration, I am very bright and good with technology, but that person doesn't know how to market it. And when that person goes with, you know, the requirement of yung accounting, lahat, alam niya how it will work, alam niya how it will be like this and it will be like that. But accounting is very important with business. And if that person doesn't know paano yung ROI nun, mahihirapan na siya. So if the university will look at that and you know, start applying that kind of system and collaboration, I think it will help them a lot. It will make them, although of course, again, it's not easy, there will always be challenges, but then it will show them collaboration and teamwork with different people, no? Meron dun yung light of, you know, achieving that dream, achieving that startup.
Actually, totoo.
Na hindi natutuloy or may mga
Clients na hindi pa nakakabayad.
Wala akong sinasabi. Tahimik lang ako dito. So may mga clients na nagba-back up, may mga so hindi kasi laging may project, no? Architects, so aspiring architects, hindi laging nandiyan ang projects, hindi laging merong clients na lalapit sa'yo para architect, pag-design mo ko. So sobrang hirap. Pero pag nandun yung passion mo and you know your value as an architect, kung anong service ang gusto mong i-provide for your clients and for the community, and that's it. So, client na and people na makakita nun, sila na yung magmamarket sa'yo. So, kami, on our team, we don't have social media, we don't have website, but kahit walang ganon, we have our clients. Because our clients or our mga kaibigan, yung mga nakakilala sa amin, sila na yung nagmamarket at nagre-refer sa amin sa mga ibang tao na, ito kunin yung team na to kasi they're very well on this and good on this. Yeah. So, yung services na pinaprovide natin as an architect, hindi lang basta tayo para nagbebenta ng product. So, nandun dapat yung services na nandun yung malasakit sa client, sa community. Nandun yung, of course, architects, yung beauty, the strength, and the utility. So, nandun yun. Pag alam natin yung value and the purpose of what we're doing, then, kahit anong ngud-ngud at feel, yan, lalaban tayo at makakabawi tayo. Yan. Thank you.
We'll finish this no matter what.
Yes. Sabi nga, one rule, kagaya na sinabi ko kagabi, one rule if you want to be a successful entrepreneur is to show up. So, whatever you are into right now, if you want to pursue it, just show up. Eventually, you will be able to reach that destination.
Yes.
Kahit gaano pa, kahit...
Yeah, kasi may days ayaw mo na bumangon. Kasi kinakain ka na ng takot, ng stress.
Exactly. Actually, ito, makarelate din lately, when I became an entrepreneur, lately ko lang na-realize na nung student pa ako, maybe hindi pa nila na-realize, no? Yung pagpupuyat, when you are creating your projects and plates sa architecture, ngayon ko lang na-realize, yung pala, training ngayon. Kasi when you become an entrepreneur, parang kami, ihi lang talaga pahinga namin na parang minsan ito si Chief Ayros magse-set ng meeting, alas 5, alas 4 ng umaga. Sabi ko, pare, seryoso, alas 4? Yan, nandyan din si Troy, when we're doing NFT project. Parang sabi ko kay Chief Troy, sigurado? Alas 5 ng umaga? Sige na nga, sabi ko, parang wala pa kang tulog, 2 to 3 a.m. Katutulog ko pa lang, and then we'll set a meeting at 5 a.m. So, I agree with that, yung training, and then you do your experience and then learn from those failures. I agree. Kay Ninang ng bayan ng Batangas, what was your failures during nung bata? Kasi parang kanina nabanggit mo, classmate, that you were able to sell things nung bata ka pa. So how is it difficult na I'm pretty sure you have those struggles, and then learning from those, what are yung nakakaiyamot moment?
Before I continue with my story, actually yung failure, hindi siya opposite ng success. Ang failure ay process para umabot ka doon sa success. So yun yung mga storyline ko. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, di ba, ang dream board ko, magkaroon ako ng funeraria. Pero bago ako magkaroon ng funeraria, ang dami kong negosyong pinasukan. At kung titingnan mo, parang bawat negosyo ay failure kasi itinigil ko. Wala naman nagstay doon. Pero actually, naalala ko, sabi ko sa inyo, nagtinda ako ng nuggets, nagtinda akong insurance, nagtinda ako ng mga pampaganda, nagtinda rin ako ng mga damit, ng mga diaper, dishwashing liquid, nagtinda rin ako ng mga isaw, nagkaroon kami ng parang restaurant ng mga isaw. Lahat yon ay parang, kumbaga, for a certain time, meron akong kinita naman doon, pero kailangan kong itigil. Kasi kailangan alam mo rin when to stop yung mga negosyo mo at to change. Dahil hindi na yun yung kailangan mo. So, dapat alam mo kung kailan ka magsa-stop. Hindi ibig sabihin nag-stop ka, failed ka na. But you just redirect. Kumbaga, yun talaga yun eh. At saka naalala ko, pinakamahirap lang talaga nun, yung wala ka nga kapera-pera, walang magtiwala sa yung bangko, kung sino ang magpapautang sa iyo dati. Naranasan ko yun, ma'am. Ang tanging bangko na nagtiwala sa akin nun ay Bangko Kabayan for just 5,000 pesos. Walang-wala po akong pera. At yung 5,000 na yun, yun ang ginamit ko para makapag-start ako ng negosyo ng dishwashing liquid. Ang tulong lang sa akin nila noon ay, kumbaga ang hirap na failure yon. Pumunta ako sa mga malalaking bangko, hindi nila ako i-approve dahil wala naman akong collateral. Bawat yung failure yon, so pero naghanap pa rin ako ng magpapautang sa akin. Actually, magulang ko pwede naman, pero may pride din naman ako, may pride. Actually, wala kang magagawa, wala talagang mararating kung ma-pride kang tao. Sa totoo lang, hindi ako nagpaka-humble noon. Kung nagpaka-humble ako, hindi sana ako nahirapan. Pero, sa totoo lang, pero pinahirapan ko pa yung sarili ko. Pero thankful ako na meron din naman. Kumbaga sabi ko nga, kung ma-stumble ka dyan, meron at meron. Tapos, nagkaroon naman ako ng pera na para makapagsimula kami ng funeraria. Teka lang, ang funeraria nga pala ay never ka pinapautang talaga ng bangko hanggang ngayon. Kasi, wala pa rin talaga ang nagpapautang sa amin. Hindi dahil sa wala kaming pera, kundi tingin siguro nila sa amin ay baka naman walang patay parate. Alam niyo yun? So, risky kaming pautangin. Yun ang tingin ata ng bangko sa amin. Napaparinig po ako. Hindi ba? Pero yun talaga. So, yun yung mga struggles ko. Tapos, ang hirap kayang ialok ng kabaong. Isipin nyo, pwede bang bumili ka ng kabaong sa akin? Hindi pwede yun eh.
Wala naman buy one, take one, di ba?
Hindi yun pwede. So, naranasan ko rin na nagpunta ako sa mga barangay official dati ng bawat barangay ng bayan ng Mabini. Dahil akala namin doon kami magtatayo ng funeraria. Hindi ako pinapansin ng mga barangay captain dahil hindi naman ako nakaupo bilang konsihal. So talagang sino to? O pag alam mo yung para talagang iba pa rin yung may position ka, iba pa rin yung may dating ka sa tao. So siguro nun para lang akong bata lang na nag-aalok lang ng kung ano, hindi ako pinapansin. So talagang may time na inisip tayo huwag na kaya tayo mag-funeraria, wala namang naniniwala sa amin, ganyan. Tapos nagtayo na ako ng funeraria sa Batangas City, umiiyak talaga ako kasi minsan sa isang buwan ay walang patay, pero kailangan kong magbayad ng utang at saka mga tao. Pero hindi, mami. Sa tao, ako lang at asawa ko ang tao ng funeraria. Ako mismo nag-e-embalsamo. Kami ng asawa ko nag-e-embalsamo together. Couple goals yun, di ba? Sayang lang, hindi namin yun na-impose. Wala kaming ganun, pero couple goals yun. Ayun.
Ay, hinlag.
Oo. Tapos nag-ano kami noon. Kami ang kumukuha ng patay sa ospital together. Si Rocky yun. Together yan. Together kami. Together sa lahat. Nagme-makeup. Together. Lahat yun. Pero yun parang talagang may time na talaga parang awang-awa talaga ako sa sarili ko kasi wala kami pambayad ng tao. Pero push lang. Dapat i-push nyo lang yung sarili nyo. Hanggat hindi ko na-achieve yung dami ng kabaong at dami ng karo, yun ang araw-araw ko tinitingnan. Kaya malaking bagay ang dream board. Kasi kung wala kayong dream board, wala kayong titingnan, parang madali na kayong mawala doon sa goal, pinaka-goal mo talaga. So I think the dream board helped me to stay doon sa kung ano man yung gusto ko dahil naniniwala talaga ako na mararating namin at thankful ako. Ngayon, nag-start kami 2008, ngayon ay 2024, pang ilang years na namin. Yung funeraria namin ay stable. Pero hanggang ngayon, may struggle kami kasi may mga dumadating na mga kalaban, ganyan. Pero, yun lang talaga. Ibahin yung konti, yung dream board ko. Yun lang talaga, pinakapayo ko sa mga nagsimulas. Maraming mga taong hindi maniniwala sa galing nyo. Minsan, magulang nyo pa hindi naniniwala sa inyo. Kapatid nyo pa mismo ang magiging dream stealers nyo. Pero kung naniniwala kayo sa sarili nyo, kahit ano pang sabihin, sabi nga ni Ma'am Gail, kahit anong mud-mud, tama ba yung term? Mud-mud. Ano pang mud ng ibang mga tao sa inyo, at tatayo pa rin kayo dahil naniniwala kayo sa sarili nyo. Ayun pa, salamat.
I think I would like to add something do sa sinabi ni classmate ni Miss Eileen. I think it's about, ito, gas-gas na to yung law of attraction. Have you heard law of attraction, everyone? Pero, the law of attraction, without the law of intensity, hindi siya mag-work. Like for example, a law of attraction, gusto ko ng sports car, pero nakahiga lang ako sa bahay. Diba? Pero gusto ko ng sports car. That's what I want to attract. Pero, ang problema, if you do not have the law of intensity, yung passion or yung eagerness na para makuha mo yung sports car, that will not work even if we have the law of attraction. Ayun, dapat merong ganun.
Yeah, tama yun. Sa akin naman, same law of attraction. Favorite book ko, first book ko yung binasa. Pero sa ngayon, in terms doon is parang, ang sinasabi ko naman sarili ko lagi is yung third law of motion, if you guys know that. Pero ang ibig sabihin lang nun, every action has an equal, tama, mas alam mo. Tama yun. So equal and opposite reaction. So sa lahat ng hirap na binibigay ko, may magiging reaction. So ibig sabihin, kung wala pang bumabalik sa'yo, ibig sabihin wala ka pang sigurong ibinibigay or hindi pa enough yung ibinibigay mo. So if you're giving that much effort, in a way, sa universe na to, babounce back yan sa'yo. So kung meron pang hindi dumadating, kulang pa ang client, siguro hindi pa lang sapat yung effort. So
thankful ako sa lahat ng failures ko talaga.
Yeah,
very thankful ako kasi kung hindi ako nag-fail sa mga negosyo ko dati, ako magkakaroon talaga ng funeraria. Kumbaga, yung mga failures mo talaga, it's a blessing Bawat failure na nangyari sa buhay mo, it's a blessing because yung failure na yun yung magpupush sa'yo na gawin mo yung best mo. Yung failure na yun yung magre-redirect sa'yo kung saan ka talaga dinadala ni Lord. At kahit anong pigil mo, doon ka talaga dadalhin. Huwag ka na lang maging matigas ang ulo. Kasi kung matigas ang ulo mo, talaga mag-fail ka na mag-fail hanggang sa dalhin ka niya talaga kung saan, para saan ka talaga. Yun talaga.
Correct. I agree with that. Miss Ruby, ano naman yung kakayamot moments?
Actually, before that, for the students, we were taught in school not to fail, right?
Yes.
But actually, these failures in life will put you into pedestal. Sabi nga ni Konsehala Eileen, these are your, kumbaga, booster to do better. Pero in real life po, failures is not for you to stop, no? With our company, in Infinite Events Productions, we don't look at it as failures. We look at it as challenges and opportunities. So, in events, because we don't only organize events, we also do produce events. And in production, lahat sa'yo yan. Lahat from the investment, from the sponsors, pretty much everything, how you're going, what you see in an event, whether it's small or big, sa production yan, sa company yan. So, there are cases na hindi mo nakukuha lahat ng gusto mo. Sabi nga nung isang nagtanong sa akin, how much are you gonna pitch? No? How much are you gonna get? And what are the terms? It depends. Now, even if you have stated and you have apply all the terms that you like for a certain event, you won't really get it. But what do? We have to adjust. We have to be ready. Kanina, she mentioned about Dream Board. For us, if our target to produce this event is 5 million, and along the way, nawawala ang 5 million, we have to make necessary decisions. So, Dream Board mo, you have to have 5 million there, but you have to have timeline. Now, if you want your startup this year funded, you have to put it in your Dream Board. So it's something like that. With our company, when we think there are difficulties like that, meron tayong plan A and plan B. Hindi nawawala yan, even in a very simple event. So lagi namang, pag sinabi nilang sobrang perfect yung paggagawa ng event nila, I doubt it. Because we don't have perfect event. Lahat kami, we have, alam mo yung dock na naka-float, pero yung paa gumaganon sobra. It's because lahat on top of the sea, but the things that we do is under. Ganon kami katindi. And every event, hindi po nawawala ng concern, whether it's technical, whether it's the guest, So when we see this, we don't look at it as failure. We look at it as an opportunity to do better. We review, we have a postpartum review and analysis, and then we do better next time. Kagaya ng ginagawa namin sa digital, no? Nakikita namin every time. Okay na internet, okay na lahat ang mga hardware. Pero ang nagiging problema naman tao. So ganun talaga. There will always be something, but you have to be ready and you have to continue doing. And if I may add, dun sa sinabi ni Konsehala, na when do you stop? No? When do you stop having all these failures? Actually, medyo sensationalize ang word na failure dito. And I hope you get it that you're very lucky because how these men define failure here is a totally different scenario. Because during our time, when you are failure, sobrang bigat for us noon. So it's a good thing that we have this gentleman and TNC to provide you what truly failure is. Right now, for us, this kind of hurdles, this kind of difficulties, we turn it into opportunities. And in your case, as for startups, I guess you look at it as an opportunity to do something better, to move forward, and to continue doing what you want to do.
Yes, actually, right now, kagaya sinabi, pag sinabing failure, pag sinabihan pala kayo na failure kayo, magpa-thank you kayo. Uy, failure! I get one failure and then that's, sabi nga ni Konsehala Eileen, that's actually a slingshot towards success. Parang, uy, naka-isang failure na ako. So that's actually a lesson learned for us. Now, speaking of failures, we were able to talk about your struggles, we talk about bits of your success. Now, ito medyo controversial, customers, clients. Ito, natanong ko na ito before How do you guys view the customer is always right? Konsehala, ikaw na muna.
Ako muna. Customer is always right na issue. Actually, naniniwala ako doon kahit papano sa customer is always right. Kailangan lagi kang humble actually bilang may-ari. At kung sakali, alam niyo, ito talaga ginagawa ko talaga to. Kasi hindi naman lahat, sabi nga ni ma'am, hindi lahat ay perfect ang execution sa mga sales actually, no? Pero dapat humble ka rin enough na tanggapin na may pagkakamali o pagkukulang ang inyong negosyo. Let's for example, sa akin sa funeraria, minsan may mga nagagalit sa mga tauhan ko Kasi hindi sila perfect. Let's say, nagagalit sila kasi hindi daw namin sila nadalhan agad ng tubig, hindi, o kaya ang pangit daw ng mga bulaklak, o kaya napakamahal, ganyan, dami. Alam niyo pag gano'n, kami ng may-ari ang mismong pumupunta na. Tapos, ibibigay pa rin namin, kahit na, sa totoo lang, yung pabigas, wala ba yung kape, ganyan. Ang dami lang hinihingi. Kung tutusin, minsan lugi na nga kami. Pero para lang sila ay makalma, ibibigay ko na kahit lugi pa kami, sa totoo lang. Bakit? Kasi pwede yung mag-multiply. Yun yung aming paniniwala. Pwedeng mag-multiply na sila. Ay, alam niyo, pag yun ibigay nyo na, lahat yun, sasabihin na nila, magagandang bagay na. Lahat ng mga pupunta ngayon doon sa buro, ay, ang galing ng Holy Saints dyan. Napunta ba nga dito yung may-ari? Yung kumbaga, at least man lang yung word of mouth ay malaking bagay. Kaysa sa, hindi sila natuwa. Alam niyo, kahit na, alam niyo nang maling-mali yung customer niyo, talagang talo pa rin kayo. Kasi oras na pinakita niyo at pinamukha niyo sa customer niyo na siya ang mali, sigurado ang balik niya sa inyo times 10 din. Baka i-post pa kayo niya sa Facebook. Alam niyo, baka ilagay pa, sabihin pa kayo sa mga kung sino-sino, ay wag na lang. Kayo ay magbigay na kung ano yung hinihiling at kung sakaling hindi mo man kaya. Let's say ako, minsan ang hinihingi sa akin, isang kaba na bigas. Samantala, ang worth lang ng kabaong ay 15,000. Ay, saan ko naman kukunin? Isang kaban ngayon ay 3,000. Ay, 15,000 yung service. Tapos sasabihin ko, ma'am, ang kaya lang po namin ay 5 kilo. Pasensya na po. Doon sa service po kasi ito lang yung kaya. At least bigyan mo. Alam niyo, hindi ka humindi. Yun lang talaga. Huwag kayong hihindi. Lagi niyong gagawa ng paraan kahit anong mangyari. Dahil para yan ay mag-multiply talaga. Yun lang po talaga. Yun.
Mr. V? Customer is always right.
Siguro it's more of the way I understand how Konsehala Eileen is saying is that you have to learn to negotiate. No? Kasi hindi lahat pare-parehas. Hindi negotiate in terms of the customers, yes. This is why our clients turn or become our event partners. This is why our clients become our friends. And this is why our clients become our business partners. It's because you really have to strategize and negotiate. Siyempre, in the beginning of all of the businesses, lalo na sa Batangas, ang tatapang. Diba nakakainis? Parang ayaw mo magpatalo. Especially kung alam mo na tama ka. But one thing I learned how we negotiate with what we do is do not burn bridges. Hindi naman natin sinasabi na tama sila at nanalo sila. Mayroon kaming event na naka-assign sa isang tao, pero my God. And all the commitment and all of the things that they have to do and they have to say, binigay. But at the end of the event, walang nabigay kahit isa. Anong gagawin ko? Awayin ko ba? Hindi. But then again, syempre, you know how to put, anong tawag dito? You know how to put, kumbaga, boundaries to this kind of people. Whether they are customers, whether they are partners, but you don't burn bridges. Because now, we are like this, but 5 years, 10 years from now, it will be another story. Who knows? Probably 5 years, 10 years from now, yung kinagagalitan mo could be family mo pala bigla, or business partner mo ulit. So I guess in terms of customer service, the only thing I can say is that we really have to negotiate, right? And we don't burn bridges. Yun lang po.
Wow. Okay, that's nicely said. Okay. So we're almost done with our questions. Of course, we want to hear her version of the customer service, right? Architect Gail?
Yes, hi. Hello ulit, sir. So for me, so we don't have customers, no? So we have clients. So we have in architecture kasi, So we have this architect-client relationship where yung client it's the perceptual experience of client entrusting her or his dream house, his goals to an architect. So yun yung isa sa nasa aming what do you call this? Namatulbak ako. Yun yung nasa aming code of ethics. Yeah. So we have this architect and client relationship, and we need to, kumbaga yun, sabi ni Ma'am so eventually yung client mo, sabi ni Ma'am Ruby, we will be your business partner, will be your friend, and so nandun yung binibuild yung relationship. Kasi ang mahirap lang, no? So, kasi iba't iba yung client. So, there's different parang persona. So, iba't ibang client, iba't iba ding way kung paano mo i-handle. So, nandun yung dapat mapagpasensya. And dapat, number one skills of an architect should be marunong tayong makipag-communicate. So, for me, communication is one of the important skills na kailangan na meron tayo as an architect and also sa business as businessman. So, kailangan marunong nating i-communicate kung ano yung kailangan, kung ano yung dapat. And natin, kasi sa amin, as an architect, so communication verbally, visually, from sketches to design, to construction, to handling client, and presentation, and also nandun yung communication. And without that, so mahihirapan tayo, dun pwedeng mag-pile up yung problema pag nagkaroon na ng miscommunication. And sa experience ko, sa mga nakita kong experience din ng ibang architects, so yung miscommunication sometimes it leads to mismanagement. And pag nagkaroon na ng mismanagement, dun na magkakaroon ng problema yung mga projects natin. So for me, communication talaga yung dapat. And communicating all, lahat, wala kang dapat itatago. Dapat very transparent to your client for them to be able to trust you and to kumbaga pagkatiwala yung kanilang pangarap na bahay, pangarap na building, pangarap na business and all. So that's all.
Ayun. So, all right. With hearing from our three lovely guests, we would like to turn over the questions this time through our audience right now. Sino ba may question in terms of failures? How do you cope it up and so on? So, I think we have some of our guests here or from the industry and students. May question ba?
Any question, guys?
I think ito si Sir Paul kagabi, may mga questions. Ayun.
Sa inyo po, sa Arsentus, meron po bang experience about sa investing? Nung nagbagawan pa lang po kayo, may humingi po kayo ng fund sa mga investor, angel investor, or sa VC, or bootstrap, purely bootstrap lang po kayo?
Okay, for Accentus, honestly, we don't have an investor. So for us, yung in-invest namin is our skills. Yun kasi sa architect, lalo na kung wala kaming pera pang start ng puhunan or ng firm. So yung puhunan namin is our skills. So if we provide the best and quality services that we can provide, so dun papasok ang pera sa amin. And for that, pwede kami makaipon, makaipon kasi yung services namin binabayadan, no? So meron tayong architect's fee, management fee. So nakakompensate yung team, yung tao, minsan hindi pa nga. So may utang pa. Pero yung kumbaga, hanggat may taong nagtitiwala, hanggat nandyan yung mga client, so napasok yung income, yung pera, and doon pwede naming paikutin. So yun yung maganda lang pag mayroon kang services na ino-offer. Unlike if may product ka, so magkaiba siya. So yung services, you provide your service, and then your client will pay you, and then doon, iikot ang pera. But, make sure na, dapat, sabi ko nga kanina, yung quality and best services, huwag mo dadayaan yung client mo. Dapat honest ka and you will provide the quality. And then, iikot-ikot lang yun. Yeah.
Sa iba pong startup, may experience din po ba kayo about sa investing?
Alam mo, gusto ko yung investment na ginawa ni Konsihala, Aileen, no? Bago niya nakuha yung gusto niya. So sometimes, when you wanted something na, sabi nga niya, funeraria, hindi naman niya agad yun ang pinup niya. She found way on small things that could come up with money or the investment that she needed. If you think, kasi it requires a lot of products, it requires a lot of investment. So if you really think that it's the same, no, that it will require a lot of investment, again, as an event organizer, you have to organize it. You have to put amount and timeline. You have to identify. I'm sure meron kang sales and cost analysis of whatever that you are coming up with. So I think you start with that, and then from there malalaman mo kung ano and how much would be your investment.
So parang same naman din, I would like to answer din yung kanya kasi medyo same tayo ng path as of the moment. So when you're looking for investors, sometimes, ang realize ko before, if I have a good idea, someone will invest right away. Pero along the line, you'll understand that investing is partnership talaga, and it's a deeper relationship. Kasi when people trust you, tsaka pa lang sila mag-invest. So it's about getting bigger networks talaga and talking to them your idea and letting the world know about your idea, and eventually somehow sana may mag-invest. Sa akin naman nangyari parang if I could share yung first 6 investors ko, lahat spontaneous kwentuhan, this is what I'm building, this is what I'm trying to do. Tapos casual, sige, I'll invest. Tunay, hindi ako nag-pitch nung panahon yun. So parang in a way, you could apply to that. Tapos ngayon, on our level na ginagawa ni Sean, nag-VC na kasi kami. So we're talking to venture capitalist firms. Kunyari, 3 days ago, I'm talking to investors sa Thailand, Singapore. Parang I talked to 6 investors. Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, so parang, and Philippines. And first meeting namin nun, second meeting namin ay December 1. So parang, ang idea talaga ng when you're looking for investors is ikaw mismo ang lalapit sa kanila and widen your reach talaga. And ang pinaka-law ng unang investment na mag-i-invest sa yung investors is yung traction. Since you have EdTech, di ba? Ang rule talaga para mas magtiwala sa'yo ay yung traction mo. Number of users, etc. So you have to have tractions talaga. As of now, we're developing our app and website. And ang idea nun, dapat meron kang certain traction nun and meron kang customers bago yun. Kasi it's hard to sell or parang, magkano ang nire-raise mong round? How much is your pre-seed? O sige, ganito. Baka meron ditong investor. One minute pitch ka. O, ayaw mo? Okay, sige, sure ka. Baka may investor dito. Short lang. Super short? Okay, sige. Pero yeah, the guy is raising 500,000.
Actually, if I may
Invest
add...
na ata, mag-invest.
No, actually, hello ma'am. If I may add, earlier I was talking to Paul, no? Sabi ko, you have to identify the investment that you're looking for or the funding that you're looking for. Is this something that you want to put up with as business agad? Or you're looking for funding that you want to go to try muna? You know, yes, di ba? So, kung yung startup mo, you want to keep trying, para hindi ikaw yung nabe-burn out. Yung nabe-burn out na yung funds mo, nabe-burn out ka na rin. So, that's one thing that you have to identify what you're looking for. If you think this is up to business already, marami naman. Pwede kagaya ng sinasabi ni Sir. But for funding in terms of trials and tests, you know, if I get the term correctly, marami talaga. You can go even outside the country. I remember there are so many companies in the Netherlands na nag-i-invest into fundings, and you have to be ready with your pitch of what's in it for them. So, first thing first, aside from the amount, is you have to identify what kind of funding that you're looking at. And then you'll be able to know, andyan sila lahat sa internet, kung sino yung mga companies and organizations who are ready and willing, and you'll be surprised. Baka ang bilis mo siyang makuha.
Ayun. Siguro, would like also to acknowledge yon. Okay, buti nakahabol. Also, sina Sir Jigs from DSU and then also Icons, our consortium here in South Luzon. Si Miss Aisa, for I think trivia lang, si Miss Aisa, alam nyo ba, what is, nung nag-visit si Barack Obama, was it 2015?
2015. Yeah,
2015.
during the APEC Summit.
Ayun, during the APEC Summit, nandito si Barack Obama at saka si Jack Ma. Siya yung bigla na lang hinila ni na Barack Obama, pinatawag ng mga CIA yata yun, o kung ano mga agents yun, na naka-men in black, para lang papuntahin siya doon mismo sa stage. Kasama niya sina Jack Ma. So, Miss Aisa is also the founder of SALT, yung lamp, so maybe, I think, kagabi, we were able to discuss it with Miss Aisa also. Miss Aisa, in terms of funding, what would be your advice with Paul?
In terms of funding, tama yun na you have to identify what kind of funding you are needing as of the stage you are currently in right now. Since you are in a pre-seed stage, actually that's what we're trying to build up here in the Philippines as one of the enablers. Also having been part of a TBI of De La Salipa, I'm also part of De La Salipa as Nexus coordinator for enterprise development. So what we really need here in the country is a pool of angel investors, because that's what we're lacking. The reason why most of the startups here cannot really jumpstart, like from 0 to 1, like what you're trying to do, kasi you're trying to create an opportunity that isn't there. So it's really hard to really start something na wala masyadong support. So one of the good things of identifying or onboarding an angel investors, because all of these angel investors, they really don't pressure you. Unlike other types of investors, like let's say, for example, venture capitalists, they're really in it for the ROI, di ba? Talagang hahanapan ka niyang monthly reports. Business talaga sila. Unlike angel investors, they're just there, parang giving back na nila yun. Most of these angel investors are philanthropists. Bibigyan ka lang talaga nila para start yung idea mo. So if you're in that stage, you're in the testing stage, this is the kind of investor that you should be looking for. Angel investors or social impact investment. Kasi they're more focused on the kind of social impact that you are going to generate based on the idea that you have. So,
Yun, very well said, Miss Aisa. Engineer Aisa, I believe there is a question on the students on that side. Jesse, yes, your question. I'll go there. Let's pass the mic. Jesse is a startup here in University of Batangas.
Good evening po. First of all po, I would like to commend po the experiences that you've shared. Medyo nakarelate din po yung iba sa amin, especially that we are having a startup of our own. So what I would like to ask is, in terms of giving up po, since you mentioned knowing where to stop, what's one thing that you have memorable po na you have to give up to get where you are right now po?
Ayun. What do you want to give up?
Is that question directed to all of us? Or
parang Miss Universe ang tanong ni Miss. Is that high or low?
Sino would like to start? Miss Aisa.
Okay, so one thing that I have to give up, I guess a lot of time for yourself. Kasi once you start a business, yun talaga yung mawawala. So you have to invest more time doing the business. Right now, what I'm trying to give up, although I'm trying to manage my time, no? I'm a new mother. So I have a 7-month-old son, and yun, having that, time para i-focus ko sa anak ko, minsan naka-cut short yun because of kasi may another baby ako, which is the startup that I have. My first baby, the startup, the business. So, ano talaga, wala kang choice, but you have to sacrifice something in order for you to gain another.
Yes.
So, yun sa akin, time.
Time.
Okay.
Yes. Yes,
Okay. Ang dami ko atang give up ng mga negosyo. So, based on the stories, no? Yung iba madali lang yung pag-give up. Kasi iba, wala akong tauhang makuha. So, stop na lang. O kaya, kasi bumabaha doon sa lugar namin. So, yung diaper, lagi ko na lang siya iaakyat. Napagod na rin ako. So, ititigil ko na rin lang. Meron naman doon itinigil ko kasi lagi na lang ako pinupuntahan ng Barangay Tano dahil lagi daw may mga nag-iinuman daw, maingay daw. So, tigil din yung isawan ko. So, yung may mga bagay na simple lang ang pagdedesisyon. Pero may mga bagay din na akong naranasan na mahirap din yung pagde-decide. Let's say, an example ay when I give up my career sa political, kasi tatapos na ako for the konsihala. So, ang next step ko talaga, dapat magva-vice mayor ako ng Batangas. Yun talaga yung pinagpaguran ko for 9 years. That was my dream board, actually, to be the vice mayor of Batangas. Pero, nung nakita ko na hindi yun na makakapagbigay ng peace sa Batangas, dahil ang pangarap ko lang naman ay makatulong sa tao, pero kung dahil sa pagtakbo ko ay hindi naman din ako lalong makakatulong, dahil magkakaroon ng mga problema dyan, may mga barangay captain na hindi magkaka-project kung sakaling ako yung susuportahan, na lalo akong magigipit dahil baka yung mga negosyo mawawala, yung mga ganon. So sabi ko, hindi na lang ako tatakbo. So parang minsan, you have to pray really hard. Lord, ito po ba talaga yung gusto niyong mangyari sa akin? Ito po ba yung mga dapat kong gawin talaga? Alam niyo, iyak ako ng iyak doon because I have to give up that dream. Ibig sabihin, kailangan kong naiyak na ako. Kailangan ko ibaba yung dream board ko. So parang, di ba? Yun yung pangarap ko eh. But then, I'm thankful dahil i-redirect ako ni Lord sa kung ano ako ngayon. I've been the president of Rotary Club of Downtown Batangas. Yes. At pinaramdam sa akin ni Lord na talagang hindi naman porke sa position ka ay makakatulong ka. Actually, mas nakakatulong ako ngayon, lalong-lalo na sa mga nagsa-start up na negosyo dahil nagkaroon ako ng oras para makatulong pa, para makapag-promote pa ng ibang mga negosyo. Kahit na wala akong pera actually, dahil talaga lahat ay tulong lang talaga ang ginagawa ko. Minamaximize ko lang talaga. Pero that's it. I have to give up kasi na sinabi sa akin. Pero nandun yung tiwala na hindi ako pababayaan kahit na give up ko. Naging masunurin pa nga ako kay Lord. Basta maging masunurin ka lang siguradong hindi ka pababayaan ni Lord sa pangarap mo. Yan.
Very well said. Miss, si Arky muna. Architect. Gail.
Thank you po. So,
Give up daw. Give up ko yung mga clients ko.
so, ano yung mga nag-give up ko na for this dream and passion? For me, tama si ma'am, si engineer. So, one thing is your time. Time for yourself, time for your family, time for your friends. So, talagang once na meron kang business na sinimulan and talagang passion mo ito, so madami kang pwedeng i-give up at kailangang i-give up rather. So yun, time. And for us sa company namin, so yung current situation kasi namin ngayon, so currently we're struggling now. So
Iyak na rin si architect.
si Mama Eileen kasi nahawa talaga ako. Yeah, we're struggling. So unti-unting gusto kong nandun yung vision and yung passion ko for the company. Pero yung tadhana na ang talagang gumagawa ng way niya para subukin kami. So after last July, nagkasakit yung father ko. So inoperahan siya sa brain. And pagbalik ko sa office, nawala yung yung mga taong nandyan na nagtiwala sa amin to put up the business. And after nun, kailangan kong i-let go yung mga tao na kasama ko simula. So, kasi they have their priorities and they have their needs. So, hindi ko sila pwedeng i-keep. Kaya sabi ko sa team ko, let's decide. Kung sa akin naman, hindi ko kayo pwedeng i-keep forever. Hindi ko pwedeng pigilan kayo na gawin yung bagay na mga gusto nyo. If itong ginagawa natin, if hindi na nasusustain yung needs nyo, syempre meron silang mga family na kailangang sustentuhan. So if hindi na, so I'm willing to let go and to give up. So yung mga tao namin sa site, sa mga construction, laborers, so give up ko lahat sila kasi we don't have the fund, we don't have the projects at this time, I mean last month. So yeah, and sobrang hirap para sa akin since ako yung isa sa mga founder ng company. And now, parang ang sinasabi sa akin ngayon is, you have to let go of all of this to redirect you to another path. So, yung dinesign naming office, yung pangarap naming office, which is nakita nyo, we need to let that go. We need to let go our car services, kaya biyahe na lang ako pag nag-meeting tayo. So, kailangan kong i-let go yung mga bagay na yun. Kasi sa akin, sabi ko, feeling ko hindi ito yung sinasabi ni Lord na dahil nawala tong mga to, stop na. Hindi Sabi ko, hindi yung office, yung company, yung Arccentus is the team. Kung nandyan pa kayo, nandito ako, we have Arccentus. No matter what, wala tayong office, fine. Wala tayong service, okay lang. Basta nandyan yung mga taong nagtitiwala sa atin, our families, our clients, and my team, lalaban ako. So,
yan.
So, yun.
Payak si Jessie.
Okay lang. So, may mga kailangan tayong let go na mga bagay, pero it doesn't mean na titigil na tayo. So, may mga kailangan lang talagang mawala para tama, sabi ni Ma'am, i-redirect tayo papunta sa ibang bagay na yun yung plan ni Lord para sa atin. So, lagi lang tayong sinabi ni Ma'am, laki lang natin pagdasal to. Kahit masakit, kahit akala mo ay parang string yung nag-hold sa amin, nandun pa rin yung faith mo kay Lord to continue your vision and your dream.
Yes, okay. Very well said, Architect Gail. Ms. Ruby, ito I'm sure, since Ms. Ruby is also a very good friend, alam ko marami itong give up.
For the students and the startups, my question is, what are you giving up? Are you giving up on your concept? Or are you giving up on the business? Because I'd like to reiterate yung example ni Konsihala kanina, that her vision board is the funeral business. But then again, she did not give up on the concept, knowing that it's not gonna be easy right now. She came up with different businesses so that she can finance her funeral business. That's not giving up again on the concept. No. So my question right now for the students or for the startups, you have to identify what you want to give up. Right now ba, ang i-give up ko na ba is yung pag-put up ko ng business or pag-start up ko? Or yung idea na lang muna? But I'm not giving up on the concept of what I want to do and what I want to happen. It's just a pause. It's not giving up. So, for our company, it's the same. Sabi nga ni Sean, ang daming give up. Yes. Kaya I like dealing with youngsters. Why? Because they always, you show us light on how we can do what we want. And you guys are so fast. I don't know how you do it, but I just hope with all of the things that you do not stop and you do not give up on yourselves. You do not give up on your concept, on your belief, but you can always put aside the difficulties that will, hamper whatever it is now. But in the future, sabi nga niya, you will continue doing it. So you have to identify those things, what you want to give up and when you want to give up and how you want to rise from it. Yun lang po.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ruby. Are there any other questions from... Oh, ayun. Yan, si Chief Fayros na. Okay, si Shy, na hindi naman shy. Alright, she's also one of these University of Batangas startups. Okay, Shy, shoot, what's your question?
Thank you po. So, my question is about knowing that your team and partners are very essential po to make the work succeed. How would you motivate your co-founders or team to reach the same goal and vision of having a certain startup or business, knowing that you're in a starting phase po? Kasi po, ang hirap po na gumalaw ng ang team mo ay hindi kasama sa vision mo.
Parang may hugot yata ito si Shy. May hugot. May pinagdadaanan kayo?
Hindi po.
Alright, okay. So, paano ba daw natin kukumbinsihin ang ating co-founders to hold on and share the same vision na huwag kayong aayaw kahit na anong mangyari. Sabi nga ni Architect Gail, kahit ninungud-ngud ka na, huwag kang aayaw, sama-sama tayo dito. Engineer.
Oh my God, that's actually a hard question. Kasi dapat before even starting a business or delving yourself into a startup, you should find co-founders with you na parehas kayo ng insights. But how do you motivate if you do have that kind of co-founder or you didn't have the choice to choose your co-founder? Kasi I think baka groupings to ng subject. I'm not sure kasi ganun kami sa school. So, I think you have to reevaluate and reassess what the person really wants. Kasi mahirap ipilit yan na eventually hindi pala dun yung commitment niya, wala dun yung commitment niya. This is a commitment thing eh. So if you really want to push through with your vision, with your startup, and ikaw lang yung magkikila ng grupo sa lahat, mapapagod ka, eventually you'll burn out. So you have to you have to reassess and reevaluate your co-founders, your co-members, your teammates, if this is what they really want. Baka kasi hindi mo alam, hindi din sila nag-express na they wanted to have a different pathway kasi the family needs them to be in that pathway. Ang hirap kasi sa Philippines, or most of the co-founders or founders that I've met, yan ang mga problems sa co-founder nila. Hindi nila mapilit kasi co-founder nila, they're feeding a family. So they need to work, they need to earn money. And you as a founder, let's say for example, yung main founder mismo, single siya. So kumbaga wala siyang binubuhay na family. So okay sa kanya to get themselves involved in that kind of risk. Kasi at the end of the day, this is starting a business is a great risk. So kung ang nire-risk mo, sarili mo lang, okay lang yun. But if you're risking yourself and your family, that's a different thing. Okay, so I guess that's what you really need to reevaluate and reassess. Ask your members if this is what they really want or this is what they really committed to do. If not, tapusin nyo lang yung subject and then have a MOA, Memorandum of Agreement, that after finishing the subject, if you're really not interested into continuing the startup with me, then I'll continue with this idea. Pero wala na kayo as a team member. Ayun. That's what we did with some of our startups sa Lasal Lipa. Ayun.
Yun. Ms. Ruby.
Okay. So for the founders, no, I guess values are really important. Marami kasing magagaling. And sometimes, yung magkaka-level kayo ng galing, nagka-clash talaga kayo. But when I look for, kasi iba pag founders na at saka negosyo na, di ba? Iba eh. Yung mga founders, iba pa yung medyo Pwede pa yung pwede pa. Also sa negosyo din, nagkakasigawan. But you know, yung mga founders kasi, for now, I think what you need to look for is something na align kayo sa values. Kasi yung galing nyo, andyan na. Yung passion nyo, andyan na. But how you're gonna do it together, yun yung mahirap. But when your values are aligned, it's different. It will help you a lot. In business, like sabi ni engineer, tama ba? Ni engineer, Isa, you have to have MOA. You have to have contract. Otherwise, pag hindi naging okay ang investors, business partners, ang kalalabsan niyan, ang nang sasabihin niyan, na scam ka. Right? So, but in business, it has to be something na whether you are not aligned with your values, but you are aligned with your cost and sales analysis and ROI and the business, it somehow will work because you are banking what you're doing with the paper that you have, aside from the total So it's really different. Pag mag-founders pa lang, meron pa kayong pwedeng chance na magbago, kagaya ng sabi niya. But it will be easier for you to work if you have same values. And again, it's different when you have family and when you are single. Because the investment is not only money, the investment is not only your skills, the investment will be there in terms of time with the family. And the risk is higher. Pero kung sino yung tao na isasama mo for your group, for your startup, maganda rin naman yung nasabi din ni Engineer Isa na bata pa lang kayo, nag-start na kayo because you have already invested on the relationship. Again, kanina nasabi ko, you have to start your relationship even right now. So, di ba? Hindi lang pera, di ba? Hindi lang skills. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina pa. That the relationship and negotiation, if you start it right now, doing it right, along the way, it will help you to find the right people in your business. Not only in terms of business partners, but also in terms of sa marketing, in terms of sa sponsors, in terms of investors. So, ayun, values, aligned values are really important.
Konsehala?
Sa akin, sa startup business, kami lang talaga mag-asawa, no? Pero pag-usapan natin dito sa mga staff ko, kung paano ko sila minold, meron kaming team AMSAY na tinatawag. Sa simula naman doon sa mga staff ko, paulit-ulit, makulit ako, ito yung goal natin, ito lagi, we should not say no, we will gagawa tayo ng paraan, maibigay natin ang kailangan ng mga tao, paulit-ulit yon. Minsan kailangan mong maging makulit sa kanila, kailangan ipakita mo lagi kung ano yung vision nyo, ito yung goal, kailangan i-remind mo sila, pero minsan may mga time na talagang you have to let go. Kung talagang magkakaiba na kayo, huwag ka na mag-invest sa mga maling tao. Sayang lang ang effort mo. Aww. Talaga, yun talaga yun. Kaya ako, I let go. Nila-let go ko na mga tao makakapagpa-stress sa akin. Alisin mo na yon kasi napakaikli talaga ng buhay. At may dadalhin at dadalhin sa iyo si Lord na papalit at mas magaling doon sa mga taong dinala sa iyo. Yun.
Yes. Architect Gail, what's your take?
So, my take
Retain or let go?
So, my take dun sa question ni Miss Shai. Yeah, si Miss Shai. So, in my case naman, I'm very lucky to have my team. Now, we have this same vision and we have the commitment. Sabi ni Ma'am, commitment, same values and all. So, lahat kami nag-a-align. So, we stick together. So, pero isa kong mabibigay na advice is, yung sinabi ko kanina, is you should know how to communicate. So, if merong something na mali na napapansin, kasi kahit na dyan tayo, yung mga co-founders and yung mga kasamahan natin sa team. Same values, yes. The commitment is there, the vision is there, pero minsan hindi naman lahat perfect, no? So minsan may nagagawang pagkakamali, minsan nagkakaroon ng mga misunderstanding, yung problema. So you should know how to communicate with your team and tell them the truth. Kung ano yung ang dapat sabihin sa kanila, dapat ipaalam, dapat ituro, and one thing for sure, kapag sinabi mo sa kanila and sinabi mo yung totoo, maintindihan ka nila. So, pag nandun yung same values and the commitment and the vision. And siguro yung last is, nawala ako. So, yeah. So, ano ba?
Values, commitment.
Values, commitment. And
I.
Yeah, no. Being the leader, if you're the leader of the team, be a role model. Okay? So, ikaw, be a role model na make sure na, kasi yung team mo, ikaw yung susundin niya. Ikaw yung, kumbaga, kung ano yung ginagawa mo, yung pinapakita mo, and may inspire sila to be better and to do better. So, be a role model for your team.
Ayun. Thank you, Architect Gail. Unfortunately, we are actually running out of time. I think founder failures normally run out of time all the time. We have to probably wrap up with our key takeaways. Chief Eros, what's your key takeaway?
Yeah, so thank you guys sa pagpunta niyo dito, and my key takeaway lang dito is everyone is going through something. Maybe you look at them na they're doing great, pero as you know, at every level na we're at, everyone is struggling their own and battling, having their own battles. Yun ang katotohanan ng business. So don't do startup and business if you're soft-hearted and soft skin. This is not for those people. Mahirap talaga siya. You have to do this full-heartedly and stick to your vision and do it no matter what. If you really believe on what you're pursuing, ituloy mo lang. And you can get through it. Yun yung takeaway ko.
Ako naman, my key, I think I learned a lot of things from these lovely ladies. One of my key takeaways is to, again, show up, all the time. If you are committed to what you are trying to do and you believe on your startups, do it. I'm not emphasizing on you guys. But, ayun, just if you believe on what you're doing, just go for it. Sabi nga nila, And then the other one would be probably the struggles. Kagaya ng sinabi ni Chief Eros, all of us has our own Cinderella story. Marami tayong pinagdadaanan, but if you really want to pursue something, what we're promoting here actually, it's not, di namin sinasabi that being an entrepreneur, wag niyong isipin to be a career person, but what we're trying to emphasize here is to, if you can do things all the same time, I'm still employed, I love being employed, and then I have something on my left and right. But still, yun, so it, kahit na anong pinagdadaanan, Chief Eros and then Gail actually saksiyan sa pinagdadaanan. It's not easy. Tama yung sinabi ni Chief Eros, it's not easy to start a startup. It's very difficult. It's not from frail-hearted people.
Yeah, there will be dark times talaga. And
dark times. Hindi naman dark times na violence. Ayun, pero definitely there are actually storms coming in and so, but the most important thing is you have your co-founders and then that also believes on what you do. Dapat sabi nga, same wavelength, same vision, values, and so on. Unfortunately, again, partner, we have to end this session. It's been another week of another episode of Founder Failures. If you want to watch this episode, you can go back actually at Facebook. We are on Facebook, we are on Spotify, we are on Apple Podcast, we are on where else? YouTube, YT, and for your SoundCloud. For your entertainment of ABS-CBN. So you can watch it tomorrow every 6 o'clock in the evening. Partner? Yan.
Yeah, so thank you guys. This has been another episode of Founders Failures. Watch out for another episode every Saturday 6 p.m. only here at the new channel. And don't forget to get inspired.
Don't fear failures. And join any startup community near you.
This has been Founders Failures.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Sobrang thank you.
Ang ubo, mabilis lumala. Kaya dapat agapan. Dapat New Solmux Advanced Syrup. May 2 times zinc para ang ubo, imbis na lumala, tulungang mabilis mawala. New Solmux Advanced Syrup.
Unilab yan.
Ang 40D, tumutulong patibayin ng vital organs, iwas sakit sa puso at iba pang sakit.